make nice faces. All right, we're live. Yay! Hopefully, we'll see what's happening. All right, welcome. Well, listen, if you happen to stumble in the big, vast cyberspace into this experiment in silliness, welcome. All right, what are you laughing at, Michelle? In all seriousness, if you want your business to grow a little bit faster, if you're not completely satisfied with the number and quality of leads and clients you are attracting, and you're trying to figure out how to actually make it work somewhat better for yourself, well, stay tuned, because this is our inaugural, how do you say that word?
Inaugural.
Say it again.
Inaugural.
That one, yeah. This is our first episode of our Revenue Rev Up TV, and we are highly trained professionals. We've watched a bunch of YouTube videos how to do this, so we are completely prepared. And we are basically prepared to give you marginally helpful marketing advice and hopefully a little bit of entertainment value. That's questionable too, but we'll see how it goes. So, Adam Urbanski, also known as the Millionaire Marketing Mentor, and who's the rest of my cohort here?
I'm Lisa Benavides, the enforcer of Marketing Mentors.
Is this like the total enforcer move? Oh yeah.
Beware.
Oh, yeah.
Beware of the enforcer. And I am Bo Urbanski, aka Do the Work, and I don't know if you can see the connector of the Marketing Mentors, and I'll pass it over here to Michelle.
You know, it says do the work, it should just, underneath it should just say worker bee.
Worker bee. Yes.
Bo's the glue that holds everything together. And I'm Michelle Schaefer, and I help coach the Revenue Rev Up program.
All right.
Coach.
We are currently quarantined in 4 corners of the same office in Southern California. Hi, Michelle. Hi, Bo.
6 feet apart.
All right. No, actually, funny thing is we are totally in 4 different, sort of corners. The 3 of you are a little bit closer than I am, but I have the advantage of dialing into this program from the future. So, haha. All right. So this is as far as I got with my preparation notes. What are we doing next? What are we doing actually here?
I want to give a shout out to all of our Canadian friends. It's Canada Day, eh?
Hey.
Happy
Well, look at that.
Canada
We've got
Day.
our first viewer, Sherry. Hi, everyone. Well, hi, Sherry.